Alright folks, welcome back to Delboy's Garage. How you been? Been off the net for a little while. Just wanted to catch up, quick video log, just to say hiya and to say thanks more than anything. I've gained about 150 subscribers in the last probably 3 weeks since I've been offline. All really supportive and some great messages, mostly on the throttle cable adjustment on the Harley and various other jobs as well. And it seems that the work we've put in the past to create videos for people to use to save them money and not having to go to the dealer and etc. have worked. And even to this morning, 10 minutes ago, someone come up adjusting his throttle cable. He's put some new grips on, didn't know how to adjust the cables back out, and now he does. So it's working. We do it for a reason, and I really appreciate the thanks that we get. So thank you very much for that. Much appreciated, and I appreciate the support with all the subscribers. In the last 3 weeks I've been training for a new job. As everybody knows, probably much who's followed the videos I put up, I've been self-employed for about 6 years, and that's had to come to an end. We've put a lot of money into the business. Sold my Harleys in the past, I sold my Fat Boy, I sold my Dyna, my XR12, traded down each time, and eventually the Sportster that I loved had to go as well, and I got this old pig, which has proved to be more fun than anything, and I love it to bits. So Damage, the bandit known as Damage, is my bike now, and I love it. I love everything about it. The sign on the front, just check it out. This was made by my good friend in Denmark, and it's kind of seasoning in. I painted it black and the weather's beating it off. It's starting to corrode up now, so that looks great. Got another little job on at the minute now, a little project I'm just embarking on, which I'll show you in a minute. But it's just to say that I've been training for a job, full-time employed now, so I've got wage coming in again. I haven't been able to start a bike build purely because we didn't sell the Harley to fund it, and I'm not going at it half-cocked. I'm not buying somebody else's unfinished project. I will start my own in the future when the money allows, and now we've got some money coming in. We're back on the gravy train. It will happen. It just probably will be early next year now. But for then, in the meantime, I've got a cool little project. So I'm going to show you just quickly what I've started. I'm working today, start working about an hour's time, so I haven't got time to do a great deal in the garage today. But just keep you up to what we're up to at Delboy's Garage, and see if you think what we're doing is daft or not. Okay, stick around, let's see what we're up to. Right, so what the idea was with this old pig was to, and you're going to laugh, was to tow a trailer. Now, obviously, as anybody knows me, my mates know, I absolutely detest top boxes. I think they are the spawn of the devil himself. People who ride with top boxes, they are just caravanners who aren't old enough yet to own a caravan. They're awful. They ruin the handling of the bike, if that matters to you, and I think they look daft. I use a tank bag, pretty much is the right way to go. I clip it on with yon bungees, which come off the chain edge at the bottom, and they just clip on. And I've got this on the front which just clips on, so I just got a tank bag, and with this finish that I use with the scrim, nothing does any damage, so that's cool. But I do need some more luggage. We're going to the Bulldog Bash later on this year, and I'm going to want to take a proper tent because Mrs. Camera Girl, she kind of doesn't do camping, but if I get a big 6-man tent for us and lots of comfort, I think I might persuade her, so I'm going to need a trailer. Now, I've seen rat bikes tow trailers before, and the biggest problem, the biggest challenge is where to mount a tow hitch. How you're going to put a hitch here so that you can then drop a trailer on it. After that, I can worry about the trailer itself and building that. That's not going to be too difficult, just a super lightweight little bogey wheels or something, and that'll work. But getting a decent hitch that's strong enough in there, that's going to be the problem. So the plan was, I started this really just to get it underway, and this has been the first move. Now, we all know this rail, if you've got a Bandit, if you look underneath, you've got a handrail here which helps you to, you can clip bungees onto it. It's just a frame rail. Now this welds firmly up into the main spar on the seat unit underneath. So this is good and strong. And all I've done is, from the shop fit that I closed down, all this tubing all came out the shop fit. And it's pretty cool. Some of it's stainless. This was all the tubes and the display poles in the shop. Some of it's mild steel chrome, some of it's stainless, but there's loads of it, and it's 2mm wall, standard mild steel tubing. Some of it's a little bit thinner. The stainless stuff though, here. All I did in the shop fit was just got a disc when I was closing the shop down and just lopped it off close up against the wall where these were bolted on. These were rails, like handrails on the wall, made by a company. As you can see, I didn't weld that. If you know my welding, it ain't that good. That is amazing. I wish I could weld like that. Right, so there we go. So that, what we're going to do, quite simply, is use all that tubing, because it's nice and light, doesn't weigh anything, and we're going to make the hitch out of that. So quite simply, the tow hitch will come down from these points. What I've done with these is I've made some lugs offside. So these are simply bits of 5mm strapping. So it's their 5mm thick, quarter plate, 1-inch strap, and all I've done, I've cut a piece here and just cut it diagonally across like that to make it that shape, and then just zap welded it on really hot, got the whole thing glowing orange, so there's great penetration. And when I welded them, they kind of twisted a little bit, so I beat them hard as you like with a hammer back into place, hoping that if they break off, then at least I know the welds aren't strong enough to tow a trailer. But I beat on those with a 2-pound hammer for about 10 or 15 hits until they went back into shape, and then welded them again, and then welded them on the inside. So believe me, you can pick the bike up with these, and all that'll happen is that'll go on there without two hands. These are going to get welded. Going to cut basically a slot in the tube, because that, as you can see, is the same size. So I'm going to cut a slot top and bottom, slot that in, then weld it in, plus drill it through and bolt it through as well. So then effectively what that will produce to look at from the side is that, and that will be obviously inside the tube, not beside it, and they'll bolt firmly on there. So I'll have a tow hitch I can unbolt. That's the project, that's the plan. And then obviously, so there's going to be one at the top coming down at a slightly more acute angle, one at the front coming up, and they'll both effectively, they'll both converge together, sort of come closer and closer, converge there. When I get to that point, I'll work out how to bolt a plate on the back or weld a plate across the back, so it'll be a solid tow hitch. Don't know, I'm kind of inventing this as I go. I've not seen anybody else with a tow hitch, so I'm not going to go too far into it without experimenting each time I go. And every time I do it, it's going to get beaten senseless with a hammer to make sure. As you can see looking through the bike, the other side I've welded the same on there. Now these I've measured where I've drilled the holes, they're all symmetrical, so I've stuck a long thin rod through there and put a 90-degree angle bend on it, so that is perfectly in line with the bike. So all the symmetry is correct, the engineering is correct, the welding is messy as you can see, but y'all know me, can't weld but I can make it strong. That ain't going anywhere, and that is good and strong on there. Also, this mount at the front, I'm going to take this off, grind the front of the mount down and put a third one in under there. So I'll have 3 mounts coming aft and then a tow hitch on the back from there. So that's it really. That's the current project, that's what I'm doing, but it's between shifts. I'm working all sorts of weird shifts, like my mate Rob in New Hampshire, all sorts of shifts day and night. So when I get time, I'm going to do bits of this and I shall upload it for your delectation and humour and comedy. You can have a good laugh at it. But when it's finished, I think it's going to look cool. So there we go. That's what's on at the moment. So there you go. That's it for now. Thanks again for all of your support and all of the subscriptions. Keep them coming. I've decided to delete my, what do they call it, AdSense, Google AdSense. In 165,000 views, 630 odd subscribers, probably 300 hours of uploading. I think my entire account's still at £30, so it is irrelevant to me. I've forgotten to sign in, I couldn't care less. I've just deleted it, so I don't earn anything from this because I don't want to, I don't care, I don't do it for the money. I just do it to help people. So every time someone needs anything, if you need a tip or if you need anything you're not sure of, just send me a question. I'm always happy to help, and if I can't describe it, I'll make you a little video. Okay, so there we go. That's all. Thanks for tuning in and watching Delboy's Garage. I always appreciate the support. Take it easy, ride safe. See you next time.